Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show off yet more plunder that I've acquired over the last little while. Got a nice little stack of stuff to go through here, so I'm just going to jump right into it. This first one, I put this off and put this off and put this off, and I don't know why. I think even Newberry Comics might have even had a autographed copy, and I still didn't buy it, which is unusual for me because a lot of times if it's a band that I really like, I jump at the opportunity to get signed copies. And I really like the songs that I heard on, Sirius XM. I would hear them play some of these songs on here, especially one in particular they seem to play all the time. But that is the new Lamb of God, Omens. And of course, the title track is played a ton on, like I said, Liquid Metal. But yeah, have not had a chance to spin this in full just yet, but if you're not familiar somehow with Lamb of God, they are a metalcore band out of Richmond, Virginia. Been around since 1999. This is their 9th full-length album, put out just last year on Epic. Like I said, have not had a chance to listen to it in full, but a few songs that I have heard from here, like I said, Omens. I think there was one other one. I want to say Nevermore might have been another one that I heard somewhere, but really dug that, so I'm really looking forward to hearing the rest of it. This one was a complete blind buy for me. It was only like $6 sealed, and I got this at Landlocked Music, which I've not talked about that place in a long time, and I haven't even been down that way in a long time. Even though my job is in the same city, it's like at the totally opposite side of the city, but I had to go there on that side for something last weekend, and I was like, I'm going to Landlocked. I haven't been there in forever. Only picked this up in a couple used ones. I got all of this for literally just under $20. But this is Nethergate with Necroasis. Technical death metal band out of Canton, Michigan. Not exactly sure when they formed. There was no date on the Metal Archives. This is the band's second EP, put out last year by the band themselves. And yeah, this is some killer sounding death metal. I definitely want to track down a copy of their debut. I believe they were sold out on Bandcamp, and I don't know if I'll be able to find a copy, but if I have to, I will settle for a digital. But yeah, this was a total, like I said, total blind buy. I listened to like one song off Bandcamp while I was browsing in the store, and I really liked what I was hearing. So I'm like, yep, for $6 sealed. And like I said, this is an independent release. So why this store out of all places in central Indiana had copies, don't know, don't care, but hey, it's in my collection now. That's all that matters. Yeah, this one finally got a proper CD version. I actually ordered this a while back. I've done a review for it, so if you want my full thoughts on it, go check that out. But I thought I had bought a CD version of it, and I actually found out I had ordered a cassette version, like a dumbass. And now I finally have the CD version. This is the new one from Faceless Burial with At the Foothills of Dilation. Killer album. Death metal out of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Been around since 2014. This is their third full-length album overall, put out last year by Dark Descent Records. Just an absolute banger of a record. Highly recommend going checking this one out. Getting closer and closer to finally completing the collection on this band right here. They only had like, I think 3 or 4 full-length albums. And I'm slowly getting around to getting them all. But this is Weak Aside with The Next Offensive. Yeah, death metal band from Enden, Lower Saxony, Germany, active between 2007 and 2019. This is their second full-length album put out by FDA Records in 2015. Have not listened to this band in quite a while, so this is going to be cool, kind of revisiting their sound, but I do know I really love this band. Solid death metal from what I remember, and like I said, I got this for relatively cheap off of Amazon. So I was really pleased with that. I just need one more album. I have all their full lengths, and I even have their, I think it's their debut EP or debut demo that I got years ago. It comes in a DVD case, which is like really, really hard to find and really limited. So I was really happy about that. But yeah, solid German death metal right here. Go check out Weak Aside. Again, another cheap find on Amazon. This was only like $6.99, so I couldn't pass it up. And I'm fairly sure that I don't... This is one of the ones that I definitely need. I know I'm still missing a couple from this band, but a lot of their stuff I think is getting harder to find and kind of out of print. But this is Orphan Land with Sahara. Originally a doom death band early on when this was released. They are now more of a Middle Eastern folk progressive metal band based out of Tel Aviv, Israel. Been around since 1992. This is their debut full-length album, originally put out by Holy Records back in 1994. But this is a Punishment 18 Records reissue from just last year. And have not heard this one yet, but I love Orphan Land. They are just such an amazing band. I'm trying so hard to collect all of their albums, but like I said, it's really hard to find them for at least decent prices around here. So when I saw that for $6.99, I was just like, yeah, bet. All right, next up, Grave Crusher with Resurrection of Deathly Visions. Death metal band out of Hungary, been around since 2012. This is the band's second EP, put out by Extreme Music just last year, and this was a total blind buy for me. Initially, because I was going through, I think I don't remember if I was just going through the new releases, which is so weird because sometimes, Amazon does one of those things where they say, oh, this is a new release, and it's something that came out like a year or two ago, but they put it in the new release section. So it's just like, whatever. But I saw this cover art, saw the logo, decided to check it out, really dug what I heard. So I picked this up, and really solid EP overall, really great death metal. I would definitely check this one out if I were you, if you're basically a fan of death metal at all. Now this one, it was kind of cool because I found out my buddy Pete, who actually, I don't even think he still has a YouTube channel anymore. I don't know. He used to be on here, the Guttural Monk. I found out he was in this band. I didn't even realize it when I picked it up. I just remember checking out a little clip on the, I think it was I think I got this from Caligari. And I think they had a clip or a link to a clip that I could listen to. And I listened to it. I thought, oh, this sounds pretty cool. So I went ahead and picked it up. It was really cheap too. But this is Trog with A Vomit Reborn. Death metal band out of New Jersey, been around since 2019. This is the band's second EP, independently put out by the band themselves just last year. And like I said, I did not even realize when I bought this that my buddy Pete was in this band. And yeah, I saw that and I was like, holy shit. And of course, there he is right there. Very, very cool. Have not had a chance to really listen to this in full just yet, but the stuff I did hear off of it was really cool. And like I said, I pretty much enjoy anything Pete does. So if you love death metal, go check out Trog. Their first EP is probably only going to be digital only, because I was talking to him about that recently, because I messaged him. I was like, hey, I didn't realize you were still doing a band now. That's so cool that you're back into doing another band. And he said that, the debut, they only made like 3 copies or whatever. It was really totally DIY. And yeah, so probably, hopefully they'll reissue that at some point. But for now, I'll have to settle for digital. But yeah, go check out Trog. Really good death metal. Next up, I actually got this on tape, and I saw that they were putting out a CD version. So, of course, I had to pick it up, and that is the split between Gosuder and Malignant Altar. Of course, Gosuder, I'm probably totally butchering that, and I apologize. Death metal band from Moscow, Russia, been around since 2018. And Malignant Altar were a death metal band out of Houston, Texas, active between 2018 and 2022. So it was really shitty when I heard that they were splitting up. And of course, they split up, I think, just before this actually came out. So this is, I think, either the last material or some of the last material that this band ever put out. But really solid split. Both bands turn in some really killer stuff here. Damn shame the Malignant Altar are no longer around, but Gosuder are still active, and they are a killer band as well. Definitely go check this one out. And last but not least, one that I saw a friend of mine post about him getting a copy of this in the mail recently, so I went and checked it out, and I was like, oh, damn, this is good. And so, of course, I picked up a copy directly from the band, but this is Hybrinus Mortis with The Monoliths of Cursed Slumber. death metal band out of Hialeah, Florida. Been around since 1996. This is only their second full-length album, put out just like last year by Blood Harvest. And man, this is amazing. It's kind of like cavernous sounding death metal. I mean, just really heavy, really cavernous sounding. Haven't gotten to listen to the whole thing, but I listened to a couple tracks on Bandcamp, and I was just like, yeah, I've got to pick up a copy, and really glad I did. So I'm really looking forward to jamming this after this video is done. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.